Okay, welcome back once again. This is section 1, lesson 4, translating verbal phrases. Okay, verbal phrases are things that are in words. Okay, your one objective today is to translate those words, translate verbal phrases into algebraic expressions. So again, algebraic expressions, that's letters, numbers, symbols. Okay, so we're going to take words and put them into algebra. Alright, let's get rocking and rolling. Okay, so we're going to make a table here, and we're going to make a table of some example verbal phrases and example algebraic expressions for different operations. Okay, so if we look up here, the first operation I want to pay attention to is addition. Okay, I give you 4 verbal phrases, 4 different ways to say an addition problem. Okay, then we're going to write down how we would represent that in algebra. Okay, with letters, numbers, and symbols. So I gave you the first one, a number plus 5. Okay, a number plus 5. So I wrote that as n plus 5. Okay, a number could be any number. So when it's any number, we go ahead and stick a variable in there. I picked n, you could pick x, w, v, z, a, b, whatever you want, l, it doesn't matter. Okay, I wouldn't pick t. Why would I not pick t? Because it looks a lot like a plus sign. So I wouldn't have like 2 things that look the same put back to back when they aren't the same. So think about that kind of stuff, but you can pick otherwise whatever letter you want to. Okay, now this next one says the sum of 6 and a number. We got to remember sum means add. Okay, and we're just going to read these left to right. Okay, so the sum of 6 and a number, so that means 6 and we're doing the sum, so it's plus a number. How about W? Sounds good. Okay, again, you can pick whatever letter you want. It doesn't matter. Right? Another way to say addition is more than. 8 more than a number. Okay? Well, we can write this one of 2 ways, really. 8 more than a number could be 8 plus the number, A. Or it could be the number plus 8. Either way. Okay, either one of those would work. Then a number increased by 7. Now that implies the number that we don't know comes first. Okay, so I'm going to put my variable increased by 7. Okay, so that's 4 different ways that they could possibly say addition in words. There may be some other ones that you would need to recognize, but that's how we take them from verbal into algebra. Okay, so now let's talk about subtraction. Okay, so for subtraction, I'm going to give you another 4 examples here. I didn't say this, but I shouldn't really have to. Make sure you're filling this table out. If you're printing off the guidance notes, at least fill in what I'm filling in. Okay, if you're copying it all down yourself, make sure you pause the video, get it all copied down. Okay, I'm listening to what I'm preaching to y'all about these mathematics. Okay, subtraction. Couple different ways we can say this. 7 minus a number. Okay, I should say this at the top. All of these examples, notice we've been reading them left to right. Okay, we're putting things as they appear from left to right. So a number came first, then 5 came second. Okay, when we did this one, the sum of 6 came first, and the a number, the variable, came second. For 8 more, we said it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then a number increased by 7. We start with the number, increase it by 7. Okay, that holds true for almost all of these things. Okay, so 7 minus a number means I'm literally putting 7 minus a number. Okay, that's it. The difference is another way to say subtraction. The difference of 5 and a number. So I'm putting 5 minus the number. Okay, this is the only one where that changes. And over here, I'm going to put right to left. Okay, you need to make sure you have that note down. When I see these words, less than, that automatically tells me to put the 2 things I'm given from right to left. Less than means subtract, but I'm going to write down the one on the right first. The a number comes first. Then the 4. So 4 less than a number, when I see the less than, it switches it around. Okay, so it's n minus 4. Okay, so think about it. If I had $4 less than $10, Okay? If I said it was $4 less than $10, okay, I wouldn't do 4 minus 10. Okay? That wouldn't make any sense. That'd put me negative. Okay? I would flip those two things around. So $4 less than $10. This doesn't make sense. So I flip them around. It'd be 10 minus 4. Okay? $4 less than $10 is $6. Okay? So that's why I flip those around. Okay? Let's go back to our last example here. A number decreased by 9. We do the same thing. A number decreased by 9. Okay? Let's go on to multiplying. Words you need to know. Okay? 10 times number. Again, now we're back to the same thing. Go from left to right. 10 times a number. When we do times, do not need to put the times sign in if you're writing the number first. So 10 times a number could just look like this. 10x. Okay, you could put a little time sign in there if you want, but it's completely unnecessary. Okay, the product of 9 and a number. Okay, again, we can do this. 9 with a little dot and then x, but we don't need to. Product of 9 and a number, 9x. Okay, a number multiplied by 3. We could do this. Okay, but this is really the better way. Okay, 3 times n. Even though we read it from left to right and it looks like the other way, anytime we do multiplying, it's always better to put the number first, because then you don't have to put any operation sign in there. We don't have to put the dot if the number comes first. Okay, so 3 times n is the same as 3n. Or a number multiplied by 3 is the same as 3n. Okay, and the last one's division. Sorry, not the last ones. Division. 7 divided by a number. Division has to go in that order. 7 divided by a number. Now remember, I told you I like you to start getting used to writing division like this. 7 divided by a number. The quotient of a number in 4. So that's n divided by 4. Okay? Number divided by 4. Alright? Now, these last ones are trickier. Okay? Make sure you have everything I have written on this slide written down first. If you don't, pause the video, okay, and get it all written down, because I'm going to have to erase a little bit of this stuff and move my slide up. Okay, and it might mess you up. So make sure all this stuff's written down, that's on there first, before you move on any further. Okay? Now what I'm going to do, if you got all that done, you're ready to move on, so I'm going to slide this up. So I have some room. Okay? Expressions with parentheses are a little trickier because you got more stuff to do. It means you got more than one operation. Okay? If you have more than one operation involved, chances are you're going to have to put some parentheses in there. So let's look at this first example. What are my operations? Well, I got 2 less than. Remember what that means? Less than means I'm going to subtract the sum. Okay? 2 less than the sum. I've got 2 different operations. I've got subtracting and adding. That means I'm probably going to need some parentheses. Okay? Now, this one's a tricky one, because remember what we said would happen when we have that word less than. Okay? It's right up here. It means we had to flip those things around. Okay? So this less than was like a little dividing sign. So I flipped the number and the 4 around. Okay? So here's my little dividing sign. So I'm flipping the sum of 6 and a number. That's got to come first. So the sum of 6 and a number. I'm going to put that in parentheses because those two things have to be grouped together. 6 plus n have to go together because it's the sum of those things. Okay? And it says 2 less than that. So minus 2. Okay? 6 plus n, so the sum of 6 and a number, minus 2. Alright, and last example here with parentheses. 2 times the quantity of 5 more than x. So I've got times. Whenever you see this word quantity, that implies parentheses. So I've got the quantity of 5 more than x. That means 5 plus x. So I got a times and a plus. So I got 2 times the quantity implies parentheses. 5 more than x. 5 plus x. or x plus 5 either way. So I've got 2 times the quantity, means in parentheses 5 plus x. Alright, let's look at a couple more examples and then we'll be done. Okay, so now we're going to do a couple more examples and we'll be good to go, turning loose on your homework. Okay, things to look for is if there's more than one operation involved, you're probably going to have to use parentheses somewhere. Okay, so let's think about that. I like to underline things because it just helps me keep track or circle things. Okay, so I've got 2 less than, so less than tells me I'm going to subtract. Then I also have the sum. Okay, sum means I'm going to add. We just did one like this on the slide before. Okay, so I got 2 less than. Remember, this less than, I like to think of it as it kind of divides the problem into 2. I'm going to subtract, but I'm going to subtract this side over here, the 2, from all this stuff. So the sum of 6 and a number n is what I'm starting with. So 6 and a number n. Remember, I got more than one operation, so I'm going to put that sum in parentheses. And I've got 2 less than that, meaning I'm taking away 2. So 6 plus n in parentheses minus 2. Okay, let's look at number 2. Got a number x decreased by, that means subtract, the sum, add, of 10, and the square of a number y. Okay, what's square mean of a number y? It means y squared. Okay, that's all it means. Number times itself. Okay, now this doesn't say less than here, it says decreased by, so I don't need to flip things around, so I'm going to put things in the order they come. Okay, a number x decreased by, we've got more than one operation, so I'm going to need some parentheses here. And I've got a sum. The sum is of 10 and the square of a number y. So 10 and y squared. So number x decreased minus by the sum of 10 and y squared. Alright, there's your examples. You're going to have a bunch of those on your assignment, so happy translating.